Oh, baby. Oh, baby. It's that time again. Y'all miss me? Oh, man. You see, I got the LEDs running. These are going to be fixed. I had to have some more accent light. It's all red, everything in here. It's Bucks preseason. I mean, dude, this looks like the gates of hell. Like, you're just like, hey, I'm in the gates of hell. I got to face the Bucks. Anyways, I am who I am. My name is my name. And welcome into Shooting the Shit with Sands. Jesus Christ, I'm not there yet. The 68th episode of Shooting the Shit with Sands, man. This is a great podcast. And you know what I've done? And this isn't like a facade. So I had this wannabe personality, right? I had this wannabe thinking I'm the best at this. And then I started listening. Dude, so I don't listen to my podcast that often. I know that sounds stupid. But I don't listen to my shit that often. When I'm editing, I listen to portions, like 5-minute portions. And I'm like, that was pretty funny, or that's good. Dog, I listened to my last podcast. That was a good ass. And then I started listening to previous podcasts. And my improvement from episode like 2 or whatever. And now that was the 1 year mark, last episode, 67. I just thought it was funny. I literally think like, damn, bro. Like, I think I am as good or better than most of the people out there, but they're all like uber professional. And I'm sorry. That can't be me. That can't be me, okay? So today I'm watching the Bucks game. I had to pause it. Just saw the first half, and on this episode, I'll go over what I saw. This is I'm recording this Saturday right now. Probably gonna drop it on Monday. I may drop it tomorrow on Sunday. Fuck it. I'm taking notes on the game right now and shit like that, and I'm gonna release that as a separate video. I know that the Bucks fans will be searching for that, and hopefully I can give some good insight on that. Because I'm seeing things and realizing things from last year that are pretty cool to see with the Bucks. But y'all know I have to come with the NBA talk, right? I spoke about free agency. I did, but most of the deals weren't done. You know, we had a few left. I hope this mic isn't unplugging. We had a few left, and we had a few signings left, so I didn't really speak about it. Like, Kawhi Leonard wasn't even signed yet. And now he's signed, and I thought it was weird that he hadn't signed yet, but here we are now. So I'm going to give y'all the losers, winners, and then things that are just like in question that are weird to me. And most of these relate to the losers and the winners of the actual free agency. So we're going to go with the losers first. Number one biggest loser, and this isn't like a countdown. This isn't like, oh, the biggest, the smallest. They're like all losers, all winners. I'm giving 3 apiece. Well, I have 4 for the losers. And it's an argument between this guy and a team. We know what's coming. Dennis fucking Schroeder, right? Dennis Schroeder. I mean, bro. Like, it's like funny to laugh at it, but it's hard to laugh at it. Like, it's kind of shitty. We saw this happen with, I believe, Isaiah Thomas, where a max deal doesn't get done, or a Boogie Cousins, but at least Boogie had an injury, which is even sadder than this. We always tell each other, right? We always say in the sports world, let's bet on ourselves, they say. Bet on yourself. Well. Oh, y'all also like, sorry, I had to side note. This isn't a big loop in my face. The shout out to Landon. I just had to extend it out more. The fucking pop filter. Once again, random thought, ADD. Here we go. It's pretty sad though. Like, honestly, he turned down $84 million to bet on himself, which I respect. And you cannot predict your teammates getting hurt. But you also can't predict anything that's going to happen in the upcoming season. If they go out and win the championship, he gets what he asked for. Easily. I don't know about 100 M's, but he's getting 90. If Duncan Robinson gets 90 as a shooter, I believe Schroeder as a bench guy, possible starting guy in the lineup, goes to like the Pelicans. They're desperate for a point guard. We'll talk about them in a second. And I think he gets his money, but they come out. He can't lead the Lakers to many victories when LeBron and AD are out. Doesn't look good in the postseason. Doesn't help LeBron at all during the postseason. And now he gets a tenth. 10%. That is baffling. Like, if I put it in real world scenarios, if you make $40K a year, you are $40K for a contract for a year. They're like, no, you get $4,000. You know how insane that is to turn down? And now that move ended up being amazing for the Lakers. And he was about to be able to live in LA. $84 million. $84 million. At the worst, they trade you in the offseason and you're off, but you still get your money. At the worst, and I think they would have traded him to load up, but at the worst, they trade you. And you still get the contract. Bro. Huge loser. Goes from LA to Boston. Ice cold. Known for having racist ass fans. I mean, this guy's fucked. This guy's fucked. I mean, come on, bro. He's fucked. And to see a guy who I think is a pretty good NBA player, it's not like I've been high on him, but I mean, me and Chris argued about him versus Lou Williams. I mean, we're honestly fucking just trying to annoy each other at this point. We're such good friends. It's getting like too good of a friendship, so we have to shit on each other's opinion every once in a while. But I don't think he's some god tier player or anything. I think he's a solid pro that's going to play for a long time, and I think he'll make that money up, but not as quickly. I think he's going to play till he's probably 35, 36, 37, which he could have just played till he was 34 and retired and lived his life, but it is what it is. Dennis Schroeder, the biggest loser in free agency, in my opinion, is a single player. But this team is probably more of a loser because of what they're going to lose. The Portland Trailblazers. The most, like I said last podcast, the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen in my life. Yo, we signed Norman Powell, who was on the team last year. Also, no Enes Kanter, no Carmelo Anthony. Zach Collins is gone, which is so... Dude, this whole persona around Zach Collins is so fucking weird to me. I don't know where it came from. I do not like it. He came in the league. Did he even get drafted that high? I think he was in the lottery. Hold on, let me check. We have to Google on this pod. It's just a random thought. I'm sorry. What did Blaine Gabbert do? Did Jalen Darton score? No. Okay. They're just talking about how Ryan Griffin went in. Okay, so I got live alerts on the game, boys and girls. What was I looking up? Oh, Zach Collins draft. He was I was going to say number 10. Fuck! I knew he was number 10. Fuck. Okay. Should have just said it. Number 10 pick. And I don't know. I don't get it. I still don't get it. But there's this whole surrounding thing how he's a modern four, and he is, but we haven't seen him play in I don't know how long. So, but that is what it is. They go and sign Cody Zeller. They sign Tony Snell, and they get Ben McLemore and re-sign Norman Powell. Let go Ennis, let go Carmelo. They're done. Dame has to request a trade immediately. He must go in that office and say, trade me. The only reason they're in the playoffs is because of that man. And you look at them, if you think like Chuck does every year, oh, Portland with that backcourt, if they're healthy, what was that shit he did on NBA TNT? He's like, if Portland makes the playoffs and that backcourt is healthy and they play well, nobody's going to want to see him. And then they were like, yeah, fucking, if it's 78 degrees on a sunny day in July, like, bro, it's one of those things, like, you respect Dame so much. And, I mean, we saw this offseason what he can do with the ball in his hands. That game versus Denver, no over-exaggeration. That was one of the best playoff performances that's top 5 player performance I've ever seen in my life. I don't care about a round. I literally turned the game off, got a text, turned it back on, and Dame had tied the game. I didn't know what the fuck happened. And then he kept doing it, and kept doing it, and kept doing it over and over. They couldn't get a stop. It was actually the epitome of the Blazers. We can score all we want, but we refuse to get one defensive stop. It's kind of ironic when you look at it. Another loser that I was doing this. I don't know if anybody's talking about it. I randomly thought of it. And because, I mean, we got some beef now with the Pelicans. I was looking at my top 25, like, way too early list. I was going to do a way too early top 25 NBA players, which I don't think it's way too early since the season just ended. It's like I'm doing the rankings. But I was just thinking, and I go down my list, and I'm Zion keeps going up and up. You know, I'm just writing random players down that could make it. And then Zion keeps going up and up and up. And then I was like, what the fuck did they do this offseason? Nada. Nothing. You're talking about a team who just lost a point guard who was not used correctly, but honestly probably was, in retrospect, a good thing for him. Because Lonzo Ball got to be a spot-up shooter and prove that he can shoot, which made him have this whole different persona in the league. Like, now Lonzo Ball is a knockdown shooter, which I think he is. He's obviously changed his shot up. It looks quicker, looks smoother. The numbers don't lie. You do not shoot 8 attempts a game and shoot 40+%, and you're not a good shooter. All right? That just doesn't happen. Not a coincidence, nothing. That just doesn't happen. And I looked, and I was like, they have generational talent, a generational talent, with what? Brandon Ingram? They just got Valanciunas. Like, lost Lonzo, pursued point guards, got Devontae Graham. And I love Devontae Graham, but that's a downgrade from Lonzo when you see what that team needs. Like, I don't know how you're going to put a guy. I guess he's an ISO scorer. They want to go ISO ball. Because what you saw last year with the Pelicans, I'm not saying I sat here and watched fucking 30 Pelicans games, but I did love to watch Zion when he was going on that stretch. What I saw was give it to Zion, give it to Brandon Ingram, everybody else spot up. And Devontae Graham can shoot the lights out. But that shit's not going to work. You had a dude that was a defensive... Dude, Lonzo Ball is like what you need in the NBA right now. Lonzo Ball is not as developed as this player. He reminds me a lot of Drew Holiday. He does a lot of things well. Like, he's great on defense, and on offense, he does a lot of things well. He's always had a problem with finishing at the rim, but that's not really his game anyways. But amazing playmaker, rebounds well, defends, top-tier defender in the league. Won't get respect till he's on a very good team. I think the Bulls will get some eyes, and they'll make the playoffs. So I think he'll get appreciation this year for his on-ball defense and his steals and all that shit he does. But, man, the Pelicans are fucking up. And David Griffin, you're a fucking rat. Rat. You're a rat. I did it again. Rat. A fucking rat. JJ Redick gets on his podcast and talks about how David Griffin is the rat. He's the one that told on the Heat because he's so salty. They lost Lonzo and they tried to get Kyle like they had a chance. Like they had a chance. Jimmy is the godfather. Oh, Kyle is the godfather to Jimmy's child. Like you had a chance. You think he wants... Bro, my girl just went to Bourbon Street. Literally last night, swear. For her friend's graduation. You think Kyle Lowry wants to be on dusty-ass Bourbon Street? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. But they thought he did. They thought he did. I think he'd rather be on South Beach with one of his best friends in the world. How about that? And a former all-star teammate in Bam Adebayo. How about that? You fucking fat-faced rat fuck. And you know, I really like David Griffin in fucking Cleveland because I thought he made some great moves. Thought he did. I truly did. Drafted well. Tristan Thompson and Kyrie Irving the same draft. Now, Tristan Thompson is a superstar, but that's a damn good pick. Back in the day, number 5 pick was, trash. The most you're going to get out of a number 5 pick in the fucking early 2010s is fucking Tristan Thompson. An NBA champion who ended up making $100 million playing basketball. What else can you ask for? Offensive rebounding guru. What are you going to do? But the Pelicans, big loser. They have a fat ginger, fat face, fucking smurf ass, redheaded fuck. I was about to say something hella offensive, but I'm not going to. You fire crotch fucker. Rat. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I hate that motherfucker now. The Mavs are a loser as well. Now, they just signed Luka to the bag. And you're thinking, oh my God, we locked in our superstar, right? You also locked in Tim Hardaway. You had this piece who's, I've been talking about Kristaps Porzingis trade value. I'm taking my whole shit back. And I will stand off of my takes the whole day and night for the whole year. But as I think about this, Kristaps Porzingis trade value, now I already knew this, but now every time I think about it, I'm like, oh fuck. His trade value goes down by the day. Literally by the day. It's just going boop, 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 boop. Now, you could think of it otherwise. Like, I think Ben Simmons' trade value is going up by the day because the longer you get, the more you forget about what happened in the playoffs a little bit. You kind of forget. Like, oh, let's see. Oh, he's that good. Da-da-da. And then it's just, you kind of forget. But the Mavs, man, they get Reggie Bullock, shooter. I don't know what to make of this team. I think they're the same team as last year. They didn't get better. You can't tell me they got better. They secured their best player. And I was borderline saying the fucking Clippers were a loser this year. Borderline saying the Clippers. Dude, you signed a guy to a 4-year deal that may not play, then ask for a trade. Like, that's real life. Kawhi Leonard is obviously temperamental as fuck. Like, why didn't he sign immediately? It doesn't matter that he eventually signed, or once again, or like you give him the excuse, he doesn't talk. He's a fucking mime, dude. He's a mime. I don't give a fuck. Why didn't he sign you literally called him and say, yeah, I'm re-signing. Why didn't he? Don't get it. Don't get it. Not going to play next year. He's not. Sorry, guys. The screen went black and I freaked out. So, like, I'll just, like, it's like you just saw a ghost. You know? You just go, yeah, and then, oh, fuck. And then it just kills my tempo. But all I was saying was congrats to the Mavs because I'm salty. They locked up their young guy. We locked up our superstar, who's going to be like 37 at the end of his contract for 4 years, $200. Wait. 4 years, $200 million. I'm sorry. Jimmy Butler, I know you don't listen to this. All right. I'm sorry. $200 million. Okay. Jesus Christ. If we got him for $200, clear the cap space, load up the squad. Could you $50 a year, my friend? Not even $1 a game. Oh, man. I just have this fear, and going into the winners list, I had the Heat on there to transition into that. I had this really bad fear that Jimmy's going to end up being some injury-prone guy. I just do. It's just the way he plays. He plays really downhill, really rugged. You know what I mean? He gets a lot of contact. He plays a lot like D-Wade. Obviously not as downhill as D-Wade, and not as shifty as D-Wade, but and that's the thing. I think it's okay because I knock on wood, I don't think Jimmy's gonna have those nagging serious injuries, but like he'll have that shit he had this year, a toe. He'll get sick. I mean, the COVID thing kind of makes me over-exaggerate that, but I've had this fear for 2 years now. I've been saying it. But going into the Heat, we finally have identity. Like, I feel like we have an identity move here. Like, plenty of them. We get Markieff Morris. We get P.J. Tucker. We get Kyle Lowry. We re-sign Duncan. I think we're going full on Heat mode. We're going to punch you in the face. We're going to try to make this low scoring. And we got some pretty good ISO guys. And I mean, dude, as a big three, like I said, do I think we're going to win the championship? No. But during the season, I will be in that boat. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm not. I've been shitting on this Kyle Lowry move already. And I think that I'm downplaying the move. Because a lot of people are impressed by it. People like it. I don't know, man. He's an old point guard. You know what I mean? It's scary with that. He has had back issues in the past. You know what I mean? I dislike that part of that shit, man. I do not like it. Do not like that part. But he's a damn good basketball player. And Pat Riley has made it obvious. All right. We got Bam. We got Jimmy. We got Duncan. We kept Hero, who he thinks is a great player. And he may end up being that. We don't know. Tyler Hero's gained some pounds now with some muscle. You don't know what he could be. And now we got Lowry. And we're going to put some fucking tough guys around him and see what happens. Make a run at it. Let's see. I think this group, other than the bubble group, obviously, is probably going to be one of my favorite, deadass, one of my favorite Heat teams of all time. Of all time, man. Like recently, obviously, like the LeBron D. Wade shit, it was more of a, how do I say this? It's more of a, as a fan, you're like, bro, we literally have to win a championship, or like, I'm going to lose my fucking mind, because that is, like, if you want to talk about championship or bust, that was one of those teams that was the full definition of championship, or this is going to break it up. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is going to break up the trio. So, and the fact that they only got 2 rings is so disappointing, man. So disappointing. But this may be one of my favorite just Heat guy group ever. Like, we just got a bunch of fucking tough guys that are going to come out, hit you in the mouth, talk shit. Everybody's about that life. And just to see, like, Kyle Lowry as a person, you know, I don't know the guy, but you know how we relate to the person of the athlete as fans. I don't know a person in the world that dislikes Kyle Lowry off the court. Now, his flopping and shit, now I have to root for it. Dude, I tweeted so much shit about Kyle Lowry, about his flopping for so long. I don't know how I'm going to recover. I don't know. But I'll have to see it on the court first. I know my fandom will come out when I see it on the court. I think we made the best acquisition. How do I say this? The best acquisition from another team. Like Chris Paul staying with them and all that. I may have repeated myself. I don't know if I got that off the first part of the podcast. I didn't know if I cut it out. But we got the best acquisition that wasn't on our team already. You know what I mean? And PJ has really been just like doing cardio. But he is still a very good on-ball defender. I mean, I think that chart that came out listing everybody in their offense and defense, like plus minuses or ratings or something like that. He was on the very back end, but he guarded KD for 7 games. He was the primary defender on Kevin Durant for 7 games. So I don't really, I don't put any, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm looking to say. I don't put any value into that, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I do like our team, though. I'm really bought in on a Jimmy Butler-led team, though. It's just, I've seen that guy become an elite scorer in the NBA. Career high in shooting, 22 points a game. It's beautiful. Beautiful to watch. And I love Jimmy Butler, man. I'm sold. I've been in love with him, though. Went to Marquette just like D-Wade, Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder did go to, yeah, he did. Jay Crowder did go to Marquette, and Wesley Matthews. So I always followed Marquette I used to be real in deep dive into college sports. I used to watch college basketball all the time when I was younger because I didn't know pro sports like that other than the NBA. Because once again, I'm an Arkansas fan, so it's like I'm all in on college sports. So I used to just follow Marquette. Steve Novak went there as well. It's just, I know all these players from there. I mean, I do. I just loved fucking Marquette because D-Wade went there. So, but yeah, I'm sold on our team. And I can't wait to see the improvements in Duncan's game because I think he can play a long time in this league. I really do. Another winner, obviously. The Los Angeles Lakers. I think it's just a cool thing for basketball that this is happening. Melo and Westbrook get a chance at a ring. Dwight Howard gets a chance at another ring. Trevor Ariza going back to LA to try and get another ring. Malik Monk, brother of Arkansas legend, and Malik Monk is a Arkansas legend as well. Not a college, but a high school Arkansas legend. Marcus Monk, never heard of him probably. I love him to death. Number 85, big motherfucker. Played with Casey Dick. Yeah, it's my guy. That's his little brother, I believe. And here I go with the Uz again. The Uz. Gotta stop, Hunter. This is why I have to keep podcasting. Because I get rusty and I start and odding. Hooping and dooping. You know what I'm saying? But Malik Monk, man, he's a firecracker off the bench. He's a certified heat killer. If I was to look up his numbers, I bet he dropped 37 against us. Certified heat killer. He is J.R. Smith 2.0 in my opinion. Flies to the rim, gets hot from downtown, and can be a very amazing in spurts. But I think he does something that J.R. doesn't. Or he does something positive that J.R. did. Or that J.R. didn't do. Fuck, Hunter. Rust. Mike Rust. Fuck, man. He doesn't shoot you out of basketball games. He kind of realizes when he ain't got it, and he'll go to the hole. JR never went to the hole. He's like, I'm shooting till I make 1 3. Did not give a fuck. J.R. Smith did not give a flying fuck. But this team is obviously going to be amazing. It's the Lakers. And this is why, once again, if you have a great team or a great player on your team, you have to just concede, hey, my team's fun to watch, and if we make the playoffs, I will always think we have a chance. Be realistic, man. If I got to face Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and Harden, which I don't think I will, you know why? I don't think they'll be healthy. I do not think they will be healthy. Okay? I don't think they'll be healthy. Dude, Kyrie Irving has never been healthy in his whole career. Never. KD's getting older, just came off a whole summer playing basketball. We'll see what happens. James Harden's been an Iron Man, so that shit is out the window. He's probably going to be healthy and be okay. But go look at James Harden. He played 82 almost every single year. It's insane. Iron Man for real. But another winner in this, the Bulls, obviously. I don't know how they're going to do it, though. I truly am so... I think they're a winner because they're going to put asses in the seats and people are going to give them attention. And I think they got a very good player in Lonzo Ball, like I just described. But, damn, man. What the fuck? Kobe White, where does he fall into place here? Where does he? I had the misconception that he played the 6-man role. I don't know why I had that perception of him. I think it's because they had so many guards out there at one time that you don't know. But Kobe White was coming into his own last year. He was showing, watch what happens when I develop. Watch what happens when I develop. Sorry for burping. And Nia just texted me. I mean, I'm just getting rhythm cut off here. My rhythm's dead. 10 to 15. Okay. But yeah, the Kobe White thing is so interesting to me. Don't know how they're going to do it. Is he going to be the sixth man? I mean, I don't think you sign Lonzo that big of a contract to be a sixth man. I don't think DeMar would never be a sixth man, in my opinion. But that lineup is filthy. I don't know if they're going to have Patrick Williams playing the 4. And I think Thad Young is still on that team, I believe. Maybe he gets bought out. I forgot what happened to Thad Young. I think he's still on the Bulls. But let's say you put out Patrick Williams out there, who's developed into a fantastic defender out of Florida State. You're going to have a dude, Lonzo, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic, and Patrick Williams. That's a long, athletic lineup. That's a long, athletic lineup, dude. And it's going to be fun as fuck to watch that team. It really is. I think they're going to be on national television plenty this year. Plenty. And I think they're going to take a lot of the Heat spots now because the Heat had that bubble run. And I still think we're interesting. I do. And I think we're probably may have a little bit less or the same amount than last year, but we'll see. But I think the Bulls will be on national television for sure, and I cannot wait to play them. Cannot wait to play. I think they subbed Denzel Valentine too. No, he got traded. He's gone. Denzel Valentine's gone. Hold on. I'm looking. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do this. Denzel Valentine, not Denzel Washington. He wishes. He fucking wishes. It just says he is a fucking... Oh, yeah, current team. Chicago Bulls. I mean, dude. This team has so many fucking guards. And then Lauri Markkanen's out there. That's why I didn't mention him to be on the lineup. Because I think he's gone too. Stop on! Okay, fuck, man. I know it's annoying, y'all. I know it is. And that's okay. I'm trying to correct myself, dude. I'm trying to correct myself. Lauri Markkanen had interest from the Mavericks, from the Hornets. Probably from everybody. Okay? Andre Drummond goes to the 76ers. I already talked about that. I'm just saying random shit now so I can get the out of my system, okay? So now we'll go to the things in question. Okay? Ben Simmons is definitely getting traded. Now, I talked about this last podcast. There hasn't really been any word on it since then. Not a lot spoken. I think they're waiting for the market to truly set itself, and then they'll go after things and try to hit teams up like, hey, you want that, you want this, or people will call Daryl Morey, which I think that's the whole game. I think people dislike Daryl Morey in the business. I think he is a trend-setting pioneer, and I think people think he fucking changed the game of basketball for the worse. I don't blame him for that, but get the fuck over it. I mean, this guy put together Chris Paul and James Harden. There's only one ball. You know, that's when he really killed that method, other than the KD thing. But like, he really killed it with James Harden and Chris Paul. There's only one ball. You can't only shoot threes. You can't da-da-da. Daryl Morey said, fuck you, dude. Yeah, the fuck I can, and I will. And I will. And I honestly think that was the bigger thing, the bigger move that caused James Harden to leave rather than the coach, rather than the John Wall move, rather than the Westbrook leaving and John Wall coming in and the team sucking. And maybe I think those moves influenced him, but I'm saying Daryl Morey obviously doesn't make those moves, but I think James Harden loved Daryl Morey because James Harden is a ball-hogging fuck. He wants all that shit. And obviously, knowing his talent around him at the Nets, he's played a great point guard role. But all I'm saying is I think he loved Daryl Morey and the way he thought about basketball because it made James Harden shown to the world that I am a top 5 player in this game and I'm not going anywhere. So Daryl Morey will make the correct move. Now we'll see what that comes to, but I will never question that man. I'll never question that guy. I won't. I really won't. It's going to be fun to see what happens with him. I think another thing that was weird, or that is weird, is that Bradley Beal really does not want to leave Washington. I don't know what his connection is there, and now he has Spencer Dinwiddie, but I don't know. I don't get the connection there. He has that Dame Lillard shit in his body, which sucks. Like, you know, it's so funny that we can sit here and I've never preached loyalty like that in the NBA. I really haven't. Go to where you can win. Now, do I want you to do the I lose to a team down 3-1 and fucking go to that team? No, that's some pussy shit. But I understand it if you want to win a ring. But I think that's just a pussy move, and I'm going to judge you for it. But at the same time, I want Bradley Beal to win. Zach Bates made an appearance on this podcast, and I watch Wizards games with Zach on the mic, and I'm just sitting here watching Bradley drop 36 every fucking night. Before Westbrook came, it was horrible. It was horrible. They're down by 15. He gets them within 4. Nothing. Then now he's so effortless at scoring. I don't know what he's looking at that roster. I think he's truly a family guy. I know that sounds so dumb, but I think that correlates. There's a reason like Chris Paul has stayed in the West Coast other than when he went to Houston to keep his kids out there and his family. You know what I mean? There's something there. I just don't know what it is with Bradley Beal. It's in question for me. That's one of the questions in free agency in the offseason. Why doesn't he want to trade? He has never expressed that. He's never expressed why. And I'm not saying he has to explain himself to fucking me. I'm a nobody. But tell somebody something. Why these Wizards reporters should be like, why don't you want out of here? Not why are you staying? Why don't you want to leave? I guess that's why you're staying, right? It's the same thing. But it's like, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And the biggest question to me is Dame traded? I think it's a yeah. And I think it's going to be a very competitive thing between Portland and the 76ers. Do I think Dame Lillard and Ben Simmons have the same trade value in just casual talking? No. There's only so much you can give up on your team for something you want that badly, though. Does that make sense? There's only so much you can give for Dame Lillard. And it's probably, I hate to tell you, it's probably the same amount for Ben Simmons. It really is. And when you hear that, you kind of think it's dumb. But I promise you, you may get an extra pick or something. And what is that in the league really when you're talking about 6 years down the line? Like, people are tweeting this Sam Presti turned Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, this, that, Serge Ibaka. All these players into 17 draft picks. You can't get shit in the NBA if you don't have players to give with picks. It's just how it works. Sam Presti can pile fucking until the goddamn world ends, till the Mayans come, all the picks he wants. He has no tradable player on that team other than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And what is the point of going through here and just drafting, and then you're in a rebuild again, drafting, and then you kind of have, you've developed these guys, and now they're entering their prime, and guys behind them that you may have missed on are trying to come up, but Sam Presti has hit on a lot of his draft picks, and I actually admire the arrogance. I truly do. But what the fuck is he going to do with all those picks? Like, Daryl Morey is not going to trade Ben, and if I'm wrong, then dear God, I'm wrong. He's not going to trade Ben Simmons for 8 first-round draft picks. This isn't the fucking NFL, bro. You can get a player for 3 picks. You can get a player for 3 picks because that talent is almost guaranteed. The first 3 rounds, if you get out in the first 3 rounds, you're looking at most likely a starter. The first round, duh. I'm talking about second and third round, depending on where they play, they're most likely, if not guaranteed, going to start for your team. You're drafting needs. But if you don't have any players, Sam Presti has no players. And if you get rid of SGA, you're an idiot. Then your plan has already gone away. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know what Sam's going to do with all those picks. Is he just going to pick people? Move up on draft day? Maybe one day draft the 1 pick? But do you think these GMs are going to help him? I don't think so. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. Just random things I'm thinking about. Just random things. That was another offseason question mark too. What the fuck is Sam Presti doing? He extended him. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I didn't explain it well. How the fuck are you going to build something when to use the picks, you basically have to trade them? You can get your 25th, top 10, 31st pick. What is that doing? You're going to bundle them up, go up in the draft, I guess? But at that point, you got a whole fucking team full of lottery. You got a whole full team full of lottery picks. And you know what just clicked to my mind? What did he start out doing in OKC? Seattle, whatever you want to call it. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and Serge Ibaka. Now, if he does that, if he pulls that off, and he already pulled the move to get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for Paul George, it's just incredible. And I'm not saying Sam Presti doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, bro, go look at his resume. I'm just saying, what the fuck are you doing with those? And I'm not going to say it again. What the fuck are you doing with those? Okay? What are you going to do, Sam? So, after this, we're going to come back. I'll probably be in different attire. And I'm going to do a little fucking a recap of what I saw in the Bucks game. All right? So, y'all stick with me, man. We'll be right back on Shooting the Shit with Sands. Okay, man. Fantasy football time, dog. I'm bringing the fantasy football content. So, guys, I'm fading. I got 3 of them on here. Guys, I'm really not going to touch in a draft. If I have a PPR, really, or a standard. But this is primarily for a standard league. Standard. And I got 4 guys that I think people are sleeping on. Not that I think they'll be breakout players or I think they'll be fucking number 1 at their position. Just players I see so late in the draft, I giggle when I see them. I just start laughing like, damn, I got them. Like, easy money, you know? But to just start out, first player I'm fading more than any other tight end on the board damn near, unless I can get him in the 5th round, is Mark Andrews. I don't see what everybody sees. I think the general population, the general populace, the general public, the general survey says, how do you check? This is what the survey, they're asking. Hey, how do you look to see the value of a player? And survey says a noob, a bum, an idiot goes, the ranking of that player at the end of the year. And then I look in the mirror and I say, that was you. For so long, wasn't it? That was you. And then I start getting into these stats of points per week and things of that nature. You start getting kind of deeper. How the Ravens are drafting wide receivers, bringing in Sammy Watkins. Yes, Bateman's going to be out for a little bit. I don't give a fuck. I'm not. They run the ball 72 times a game. They got a running quarterback who's kind of inaccurate, who hits Mark Andrews every 3rd game for a streak route. Congratulations. There's your 20-point game from Mark Andrews in a standard. He's going to catch a 50-yard pass on 5 catches. And there you go. And then a goal line touchdown or something. Points per week. Robert Tonyan, 7.8. Jonnu Smith, 7.1. And Mike Gesicki, 7.1. Mark Andrews at number 8. Number 8. 8 points. He was at 8 points. So bring that back. Mark Andrews was at 8 points per week. Mike Gesicki, 7.1. Jonnu Smith, 7.1. And fucking Robert Tonyan, 7.8. And where the fuck did those guys go? And they're going to go in the same area this year. But motherfuckers are up there taking Mark Andrews in the 3rd, 4th round. I'm giggling. Let them take him. Only guys I'm taking in the first 3 rounds that are tight ends are Waller and Kelce, because I think they're in their own tier. I think Kittle comes with some injury issues, and I don't really believe in that, but like I've said, I think he gets hurt, then becomes injured. There's a difference. He doesn't get like big-time injuries. He'll play through a broken fucking leg. He would have played through he would have fought through the Conor McGregor injury. That's how George Kittle's built. You know, so if he takes care of his body, yes, George Kittle is in that class. Those 3 are their own tier, but I never take a tight end top 3 rounds unless Kelce comes to the 2nd, and I know in my draft room he ain't hitting the 2nd round. So that is what it is. Another player who is on my do not draft list, fucking stop drafting, Odell Beckham. All right. I know Taji ain't listening to this, but nobody tell him this. Don't tell him these stats. He played 15 games in 2019. He was out-targeted, out-received, more targets, more receptions, more yards, more touchdowns by Jarvis Landry than fucking Odell Beckham. He played 1 more game, but look at this. 2 more touchdowns, 140 more yards, 10 more receptions, and 5 more targets. Hunter is his first year in the offense. Shut up. Shut up. He's 29. He's coming off an ACL, and you're going to see the next guy I'm going to talk about again. Probably going to be surprised. Bro, 1 year removed off an ACL is not enough. Shut the fuck up about the technology and how quickly they heal. I'm not worried about them healing, looking good, running. Y'all seen the reports on Joe Burrow? Y'all seen it? Physically, he feels amazing, but when he's on the field, they're saying his legs are stronger than ever. He's running as fast, if not faster, than he did last year. But when he's on the field and sees anybody touching his O-lineman, he's favoring one leg. Now, Odell Beckham's workout videos came out the other day, and I don't know if he'll do that. I don't know. But all I know is I'm not sitting here drafting a guy I want to be in his prime again for the 5th, 6th straight year. That's what you're rooting for. You're hoping he goes back into the Giants jersey, turns that brown shit into navy blue, and runs a streak route. That was against the Pats? He ran a streak route or a slant route 85 yards. That's what you're hoping for. You're not going to get it. Let me tell you, I drafted him his first year on the Browns, I believe the 2019 year. Yeah, and he didn't do shit. Per week, he was garbage. He was straight trash. It was like he would have 2 catches for 15 yards and a touchdown, or he had 7 catches for 68 yards. No touchdown. It was fucking annoying. And then the next guy on the fade list. Yeah, so leave Odell on the fucking board, man. Leave him on the board. Just fucking toss him to the side and don't look at him. Because I'm about to give you a receiver that you can get way after him that's going to do way better numbers for you. I promise he will outscore Odell Beckham this year. The last person on my do not draft list is Saquon Barkley, man. Now, if this was some normal ACL tear, right? I don't know if y'all remember this. He tore his ACL, and I'm not a doctor. He blew his whole fucking knee out, and he waited how many months for? He waited multiple months for a surgery. To give y'all a fucking timeline of mine, and he had to wait for swelling to go down. Dude, if my dad wasn't so confident I didn't tear my ACL and he thought I was faking, trying to be a bitch, I would have got my surgery literally 2 weeks after I tore it. My swelling went down in a week or two. This man had to wait for months. And yes, They probably don't know the difference in his fucking thighs and the swelling that's occurring. Like, Saquon's is really out here, but his knee was so swollen they couldn't operate. And they haven't heard a fully confident report coming out of that fucking camp. The whole preseason, whole camp, OTAs, fucking summertime, fucking last year, none. All I see is fucking Saquon. Oh, we don't know yet. Might be out a couple weeks. We're playing it by ear. I don't like that shit, man. I do not like that shit. Mostly from where his ADP right now is RB5. Once again, don't win a draft by your first pick. Not always. But you can lose one guaranteed. Take Todd Gurley in 2019 number 1. You'll see how it goes. And your team will get flushed down the drain. And no one will respect you in the league ever again. Just don't do that shit, man. All right? Safe than sorry. Even though there was really no safe picks that year, it is what it is. Y'all can't see my notes, man. Good tripping. All right, so we're getting into the good news, man. To me, this is the must draft. Guys you're sleeping on, things of that nature. And this name is going to come up, and y'all are going to be like, nobody's sleeping on him. But they are. Ezekiel Elliott. He's fucking RB6 right now. There's this narrative because he fucked up 1 year last year when he didn't fuck up. That's the whole false narrative. Sorry, I'm hiccuping like a bitch. Just had food. That's the whole false narrative. Well, he didn't play good last year. He seems like he's slowing down. I don't know, man. Yeah, he was on pace for 90 targets with Dak out there. They had the fastest paced offense in the league. Before take Travis Kelce out of there, he was the most consistent fucking player in fantasy. Consistent, right? Christian McCaffrey. I'm talking about guys. I mean, Zeke he's a top 3 RB, top 5 RB every year that he's healthy. Damn near. You're getting a RB1 solidified. Healthy, solidified RB1. With the full offense out there. Dak didn't fucking tear a ligament. Dak didn't do all that. He broke his ankle in half. Horrible sight. Wasn't a cramp, Tony. Tony. It was not a cramp, okay? I think it's a cramp, Jim. Not a cramp. Okay, so for that moment, it's a horrible moment. That was one of the funniest calls of all time. I'll just say it. That was one of the funniest fucking calls of all time. Like, looking back, guys, Cowboys fans, he's healthy now, bro. You're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. You weren't last year. He's healthy now. That shit was funny, okay? Mostly the guy that took his spot. You know, he said that about the guy that took his spot. Insane. But this Zeke thing is crazy to me. And I'm going to handcuff him. I'm still trying to get down the rounds, mostly in my draft room. We got a lot of bullshit going on in there. You know, they really feel a strategy in fantasy is to draft other people's handcuffs for value. I don't like for trade value or something of that nature. And if I spend a first round draft pick on somebody and I'm pretty loaded up at the wide receiver position, which I'm going to load up 3rd, 4th, 5th, possibly 6th round, unless Kyler's there, who I think is a league winning ceiling. I think he's a league winner ceiling. He's one of the only ones, man. Josh Allen is as well, and obviously Patty. But points per week, Kyler blew everybody out of the water, and I believe the stat that I saw was that he was on pace to have the greatest season of all time in fantasy by quarterback. Fuck. A lot of easy throws, and he has a lot of rushing upside. He's absolutely incredible. But yeah, the whole Zeke thing, man, very consistent player when healthy. His target shares are going up. throughout the years they've been going up, and that's what everybody wanted from him from a real life perspective and a fantasy perspective. That's what I see. See a guy getting plenty of targets. See a guy running the ball very well. Healthy O-line. PFF rated them top 5 in the league right now. I don't know what else you want. Volume, targets, volume rushing, volume passing, healthy O-line, top 5. Don't know if it'll say that way. It's okay. A top pace, highest pace offense in the league. What do you want? Yet you're letting him drop to RB6. That's fine. I'm taking him way over Kamara. Way over Kamara. I should have put him on the fucking do not draft list. No bias. Not that I hate the Saints. No bias. I think he's one of the more overrated players in fantasy. I think he's going to crumble. My last one I'll say for the sleeper of my draft. Adam Thielen is on this list. And I have gone away now. I have reprocessed my brain in fantasy. I have no connection now. I have connection to like Chris Carson, but it's a connection I'll get rid of on draft day if I see something more valuable there, things of that nature. I have detached myself. I have no connection to my last 2 teams whatsoever. I fucking hate all of them, mostly Adam Thielen for getting COVID. Put on a mask, bro. Put on a mask. Guys, this is not a political podcast. I understand all of it. The CDC says it doesn't help fucking COVID. It's a joke, man. It's a joke. What would you anti-maskers say? You tell them, dude, go outside, have fun. If you get COVID, let them play. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. We get it, dude. Just saying, wear a mask as a joke, as a joke, as a joke. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, bro. If you die getting COVID, that's your fucking fault. Whatever. That's you. Not me. That's you. I don't give a fuck. We need half this population dead anyways. I'm tired of traffic. I'm tired of packed bars. I'm tired of all of it. Just get rid of them. Everybody start coughing on each other if you're an anti-masker. Whatever you want to do, it's fine. You may kill me and I have a mask on. I don't know how it works. Jesus. Anyways, Adam Thielen, this is a football, basketball fun pod. Goddamn. His ADP right now is wide receiver 15. Okay. Think that's quite low. I think that is quite low. And if you're telling me that Adam Thielen drops to the 3rd round, the 4th round, if he goes to the 4th round, if Adam Thielen goes to the 4th round, goddamn, that may be the best value in the draft. No bullshit. No bullshit. Because there's this whole perception about him where Justin Jefferson just dominated and was way better, and Adam Thielen had 14 touchdowns. Now, with that experience with Kirk Cousins, it helps. But another thing people don't bring up with Justin Jefferson, wild stat. Did you know on deep passes, Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson's completion percentage as a duo on deep passes over, I think, 30 or 40 yards is the highest in the last 10 years? You think he's doing that shit again? And maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy and underrating Justin Jefferson's route running ability. Maybe I am. And I think he is a damn good route runner. I'm not saying he's not. I don't think he's torching everybody for 80-yard touchdowns this year again, though. And points per week, guess what? They're damn near the same. Him and Adam Thielen. And I am not denying a touchdown regression from Adam Thielen. I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. Also think his yards go up with him missing games. I think he gets over 1,000 yards. I think he gets more than what he had, 80 catches. I think he gets 90, 95. More opportunity. I think his touchdowns only go down by 4. He's going to have a 10 touchdown season this year. That's just my feeling. And I think wide receiver 15, I think he's a fucking steal. If you're telling me I can go RB, and Adam Thielen 3rd round's great pick, but if I could get like a DK, no way I'm getting him. On the loop around, the turnaround, shit. Shit. Give me Adam Thielen as my wide receiver 2, please. Please. Another guy. And I saw some training camp highlights, right? This is my sleeper of the year here. It's a bold pick, I'm not going to lie. A lot of mouths to feed on this offense, okay? A lot of mouths to feed on this offense. But my sleeper pick for the 2021 fantasy football year is Antonio Brown. Come back. No, open back up open the Spotify app back up. I'm not done. I'm not done. Turn the YouTube back on. Let me explain. Fuck, man. Okay? Fuck, man. All right. Past the whole Tom Brady relationship, which is a huge ordeal in this. Huge relationship. And if you've seen him in camp, he's been absolutely torching motherfuckers. All right. Last year when he played every game that he played for the Bucs, all combined, tied with Mike Evans for targets, first in reception yards, first in receptions. And he's going at wide receiver 43. 43 for an offense that averaged over 30 points a game. Now, there are a lot of mouths to feed and all that shit. Does Mike Evans have most of the touchdown upside? Yes, he does. But I'll tell you who is the most consistently healthy receiver throughout their career on this team. Antonio Brown. And there is an argument to be made he has better chemistry than both those other guys already with half the games played. Correct? Am I crazy? They live together. Just saying. Man caught a touchdown pass in the fucking Super Bowl. No, the other two didn't. I just see something there, and the reports out of camp are saying, because last year they said he looked phenomenal, right? They said he looked great. This year they're saying Antonio Brown is looking like Antonio of old that we haven't seen. The Bucs reporters are like, we didn't see this same guy last year. He's out here fucking people up, basically is what they're saying. Told Sean Murphy Bunting, who's one of the best corners in one of the best young corners in the NFL, just signed your birth certificate because you're my son. I need no more explaining after that. I need no more explaining. That's my sleeper of the year. But I have another guy for you. Don't forget, I'm still here. Josh Jacobs. So this is my thing. Once again, do I think Josh Jacobs is some league winner or a fucking top 10 running back? Well, he was top 10 last year in points per week. Interesting. We know all the stats, right? We know he scored 17 out of 19 touchdowns in wins, right? Have you heard that one? Kind of nuts. Most of his great games are in wins. That's fine. I'm not in a PPR league, so I'm not really worried about Kenyon Drake. They had Richards there as well, and it didn't take away from any of his fucking volume. I don't know where this narrative came from. He was literally third in rushing attempts, and he missed 3 games. I don't know. Like, people just start building fucked up foundation and continue a house. That's what happens with fucking fantasy players when other people see somebody comes in. There's a difference with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Like, he may just not be good. That's what I realized with Juju Smith-Schuster. He's actually ass. Like, he's actually dog shit at playing receiver in the NFL. I realized that. I'm not saying it's Clyde yet, and his touchdowns are going to go up, but I'm saying with this guy, he's going RB18. Josh Jacobs. Bro, y'all saw him get Kenyon Drake on the same team. Y'all think they're going to use Kenyon more than the other guys they had? Do y'all? And I know Kenyon Drake can run the ball as well. He's not just a specialist back. So I get where that would come from. There's also anomaly stats that I really hone in on. Josh Jacobs had 18 fucking goal line carries and scored 5 times. That don't make no fucking sense, man. That does not make sense. And yes, their fucking O-line sucks. I know. They lost Hudson, didn't they? That the guy they lost? Dude, I mean, I think that people are lowering his ADP from where it was perfect. I think RB12 to RB15 is probably money ball for him. Like, he shouldn't be getting drafted above Najee Harris. He should be, to me, in the Chris Carson type range, which is probably where he's at. I didn't check Chris Carson's ADP. I bet he's right there with him. But yeah, this guy was top 10 in yards. He was number 8. Third in fucking volume of rushes. And it's my rule with everything. The Ben Simmons rule, that's what I've made it. That's mine. That is my copyright. Just because he isn't who you want him to be does not mean he isn't being what he is. Okay? He is what he is, but y'all are shitting on him for not being top 5. God, top 5. No. You're not getting uber consistency, but his floor is pretty fucking low, to be honest. But it's not horrendous to the point where I'm not taking him in the 3rd or 4th round. It's not. Now, my strategy is always going to be, no matter what I say, because now I got 2 guys I'm drafting. I'm all in on Zeke. I'm all in on Nick Chubb. Whichever one I get in the 1st round is cool. If I get neither, I'm going receiver, turn the computer off, go to sleep. I'm not drafting. Okay, if I get Devontae Adams in the 1st round, I'll shoot myself. Is this going to get taken off for saying that? Fuck. Oh, it's Instagram. They're probably all intertwined. But I will die if I have to fucking draft a receiver 1st round. So, that's just what I think. But I have given so much fucking content here. So, if you're listening to the podcast, I had a Bucks breakdown for their Week 1 preseason game. I'm not putting that in here. If you want to go watch it, it's on the YouTube channel. Yeah, man. So that is the end of the podcast. And golly, bro. It was fun. It's a fucking long-ass podcast, I'll tell you that. I gave you all the content today, huh? So thank y'all for listening as always. Remember, download the episode. Follow the Spotify channel. Go on YouTube. Subscribe. Like my videos. Comment, you're a fucking moron, don't care, comment. And if you could, I'm sorry, I don't like doing this. We got to glitch the system, guys. Need you to go on Apple Music, look up my podcast on Apple Podcast, like it, give it a review. I'm dead serious. Give it 1 review, man. Just give it 1 review. It can be a 1-star. Don't do that. Come on. It can be anything. Just do that for me. You know I don't talk about that shit a lot. I don't talk about fucking what you can do for me, okay? So y'all just do that one thing for me and we'll be cool. But after all that, I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. And the pod goat is out. Dose!